A warm good afternoon to everybody present in this hall. I am actually presenting on behalf of many of the people who are with us in the network. So this is not a work of just the authors, 6-7 people, but a work of more than 200 people who work together for making it happen, the district health plans, the realistic plans in the districts. The outline of my presentation, is it okay? The outline of my presentation will first discuss about the background of the NRHM and under which this capacity building program has been mentioned. Then it will cover the inputs, what were the inputs and what were the outcomes and why it happened. And finally, the conclusions. The background part, it comes from the initiation of NRHM, which specifically mentions about the decentralized health planning and the flexible pool funding, along with the strengthening of program management units at different levels and community participation. PHRN built up the network around all these strong aspects to combine people together from different backgrounds and to take towards a mission. Just to support that what mission has envisaged, those can be actually fulfilled. And for this, PHRN believes in a mission needs missionaries and it needs them where the challenges are greatest. With this mission, PHRN started its work initially in the 4 states of Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, and Odisha. What we felt before starting these capacity building programs, that there is a requirement of strong public health experts in the districts who can understand the public health issues properly and take the mission objectives ahead. The second one, while we are interacting, we found that neither the doctors nor the DPMU staffs seems to understand the public health, beside just implementing the plans whatever are coming in from the state. So with this, our hypothesis, with a hypothesis that building the capacity of local persons from within the government, combining them with the civil society organizations, and those who are interested in public health initiatives along with the activists. If all this can be combined together and their capacity will be built up, changes will take place at the district level. What was the situation before we started our intervention? Before we started in 2008, we had reviewed the state PIPs, the district's perspective plans, and we found that all of them were prepared by the state consultant, which were never owned by the district people. So without that, in fact, those were not being translated into the field. And none of the actually DPMU staffs, including the medical officers, civil surgeons, they were aware of those things. While we are showing them their perspective plans, they were telling that we have not seen this. For the first time, we are looking all this. Then we had some interaction with the civil CMOs there and the DPMU staffs, and what were the reaction? The CMO was telling, if you want to do anything in the district, you will have to get a letter from the state RCH officer or the mission director. Then only we can move ahead. While we were discussing with the DPMs, what he was telling that, I am not sure of my role and responsibility, what I am going to play, neither does the civil surgeon allows me to do anything in the field. That was the situation before we started this capacity building program. So we adopted a multi-dimensional approach to achieve this huge task of local decentralized planning owned by the civil society as well as district DPMU and the civil society and the people there, those who are working. We focused on 4 dimensions. One was training of the government doctors and the DPMU staffs, those who are inside the government, inside the system, simultaneously training others who are in the district through a distance learning mode, which they paid themselves, which was supported by one funding agency, that ICCHN. And simultaneously, we placed community health fellows in 10 districts who will actually interlink between the system, the civil society, and with us. And simultaneously, we have an academic program which has been adopted by IGNO on the same course, same content, which we are actually using to capacitate the district health personals, the activists, the civil society organizations, and other regular students. These were the inputs we provided from different directions, but our sole objective was to strengthen the district health system, and ultimately all these inputs were basically culminating at the district level. Through fast track capacity building program, we trained some 155 doctors from all the 24 districts. Simultaneously, we trained, we placed 10 community health fellows in 10 districts, not in all 24 districts. We also run the same course through IGNO and through distance learning program for the civil society members. Sole objective was to contribute into the district health planning system. With those inputs, our output started to come up within 1.5 years of initiating the process. Last year, 10 out of the 24 districts have prepared their district health action plans, which were district specific on their own. Of these, 6 have been rated quality as very good because they were mentioning, they had included all the entire data within the district, whatever that was, they have actually gathered all those, analyzed properly. They had added the local specific issues in their plans. And this second output we considered last year as, because at least the process has been initiated in rest of the other districts and they started to own these. As an outcome, you also see that innovative local ideas came up while these discussions were taking place in the districts. Say, for example, in one of the districts where patients finds very difficulty to reach to the PSC and district hospitals because they are on the other side of a river. So the boat ambulance was thought for, and that has got into the state PIP, and that was accepted. Similarly, these are the three to four new innovative things which were added last year and have been well accepted, and ROPs were also, it was taken into the ROPs. From last year experience, this year, from district they have moved to the block levels, and probably for the first time, our state will have block level, all the information in one place. Hopefully within next 10-20 days it will come up. So this is a strong move, ownership building towards local level data gathering and planning. The benefits are not only in Jharkhand, because simultaneously we had started in 4 states. So Bihar has actually achieved, has gone beyond that, and they have even developed district financial envelopes and guidelines. So that's basically the outcome of the fast track capacity building programs we can consider. What does people who are involved in these training programs, what they say? These are the quotes from medical officers. It truly demonstrates a PPP. People working for the government, the NGOs and CBOs share a common platform and try to bring about changes in the existing health scenario at different levels. In their personal capacity, what does she says? Personally, I found the log frame analysis very useful. That she is using now in the district for planning purposes. The other person, he has broadened, his thoughts have been broadened, looking into things from various perspectives. He is able to see his block and district as a whole, what the situation is. The management persons, Yeah. The management person said that now they feel that this is their own program. Earlier it was because being prepared by other persons, they were not owning. Now they are able to understand the entire processes and making a sense to them that they are also involved in the planning process, which is actually being approved by the government. The DPMs also say that now they have a team. Earlier this entire task of planning was entrusted to the DPM only. It's your job to plan. But he had not any teams there. So now they have a team to do all these things. One of the DPMs responded that the process has gone down up to the HSC level, and they're really involved. Even the ANM is involved when she is looking into her data, her performance, and planning on all those things. And many of the new things are coming up. Some of the civil society members, they were not valued properly in the districts. Now they are being called for their inputs. That's one aspect which has been actually added value to this one. And this entire network actually has been able to connect people, those who are in the system, civil society, activists even. BGBS is one of them. In one of the districts, they are regularly called in their district health meetings to provide their inputs. What worked, in fact, to happen all these? There are 3-4 factors which were on which we didn't compromised. The one is the selection of the doctors for the trainings and program management unit. Earlier, what was happening that whenever any training program is organized, there are few people who are identified and they are being sent. We didn't follow that. We handpicked them with personal meeting with them, identifying their interest and motivation. The other one, simultaneously, we built up a team in each of the districts, which actually provided strength to each of them. And that we called a conspire for a good together. Basically, the people who are in system, they were telling inside stories of the system, which helped the outsiders, those who are not in the system, to support them and other things. Innovations and new sessions, basically practical, it was more practical sessions. And we had post-training assignments which we supported them to do in the field for practical things like log frame analysis, do a facility survey, do a training calendar, all those things. The resource persons were withdrawn from government department. They are very much experienced, including NHSRC. Cross-learning issues were incorporated from different states. The entire lot of resource persons, they worked voluntarily. None of them asked for any payments for that. And ultimately, what we are trying to do, that in each of the districts, we are trying to build up a team who will work jointly, who can articulate the issues, health issues properly, and complement this civil society, how they'll complement the district health system. The community health fellows who are positioned in the 10 districts, they worked in the field. They brought up the real field level issues, incorporated them in the district, and they are also interacting with the states. So positioning them actually helped translate district health specific issues into plans. What lessons we learned from this? It was worked as a synergy of theoretical learning, that was purely academic from IGNO and distance learning program, theoretical classes, hand-holding and experiential learning, civil society participation, and the team spirit. We more value on the team spirit, which we are finding in the districts, which is working more importantly. The local teams can be empowered in a short time. We just need to search and identify motivated and talented people for this particular task. That's what we believe in. In this journey, many of the people have supported, which the list is very huge one, and it's from system, from the activists, from the funders, all of them are there. There are seven authors who actually helped in translating all these things into reality. They